Yo guys, it is me, HappyCairek, and welcome back to Last on Earth Survival. So today we're going to be talking about how to deal with all the bosses here in Last on Earth Survival. So we're going to start off with the witch. So as you can see here, I took a little bit of resources. I also took here an extra tactical set just in case. So I'm going to give all the possible ways on how you can deal here with the witch, at least the more common used ones. I didn't upgrade here any Glocks. I didn't take here any like spread shots or something. I took just the most basic and common weapons that everybody should have. So just as always, I'm kind of a big brain here and I forgot to bring a melee weapon, but usually you would bring here like whatever, let's say a crowbar or whatever, any other weapon to this location to deal with those floater bloaters that are roaming around here, because that's my biggest tip, at least for the beginning, on how you should start doing and dealing here with the witch. I highly suggest you dealing with all of these floater bloaters and other dudes around this entire witch place. Otherwise, when you'll be fighting them, when you'll be running away from wave of zombies, depending on what kind of strategy you're going to use on her, these zombies are going to get in your way, so it's always better to deal with them first. So after this, we're going to go and deal with the blind one. So the witch, the blind one, and at the same time, I'm not sure if we're going to be destroying the Ravager at the farm, because Ravager is pretty easy. But again, if we're going to have enough time here today, maybe we're going to go through the Ravager, because I have seriously recently just done the farm video and I explained to you how to do that Ravager. So I think it's pretty easy and a lot of people know this, but maybe there will be like a minute of time or something to just throw in here Ravager as well, because these are going to be the three main common bosses in the game. So right now, while we are dealing with these toxic spitters, I would just like to talk about the reasons why would you even want to deal with a witch. So first of all, probably the main and obvious reason why would you do it is just for the raiders tasks, because witch by itself, she doesn't drop any great loot. Like the only loot that she can drop are gonna be her big bones and her head, and you can use that head, you can burn it to get immunity from that zombie horde. So every like 3 days or something, she sends like a zombie horde at your base, and you can prevent that by burning her head. And again, that head isn't gonna last forever. If I'm not mistaken, it lasts like 14 hours, 20 hours or something, but it doesn't last forever. So you can use that head maybe like for 14, 15 times or something, maybe for 20 times, but you will still have to keep destroying this witch every time she respawns if you do not want your base, your level 1 or level 2 walls to be destroyed by that witch. So seriously, burning her head is useless. Like this is the most probably waste of resources that you could do, like to kill her every 3 days whenever she just respawns before she sends that wave of zombies here. So getting her head here is useless. I just wanted to clear that out because I do know that a lot of people, hey, they maybe want to go and kill that witch or something, but it's just, as I said, completely useless. Don't waste your resources on that. So I think we're kind of done with all that stuff, and now we're going to get to the strategy itself on how you usually deal with the witch. So as you see, there's one blob and there's another blob, and every time witch is going to get like her health below like 700 and probably like 400 or something. I'm not really sure about these numbers, but whenever those numbers drop below that, or whatever number that is, she's going to spawn bunch of zombies. But you can prevent that if you're going to use here one C4. Actually, you need two C4s to explode these blobs. But again, it all depends on what kind of level you are here in the game. If you have a lot of C4s, then yeah, sure, go ahead and use this C4 in these blobs. Just for the sake of demonstration, we're going to blow up here one place here because we have enough stuff here. Okay, so it just exploded in my face. Bada boom, it burned it down. Wow, I think I haven't seen this effect for a long time. Looks super weird. The fire here looks really cheap for some reason. I don't know, I've never seen that before. As I said, I usually never use this strategy. This is probably my first time using here C4 at all, because it's not kind of efficient. And you would want to do the same thing. You would just go to another blob there. You would place C4 on another blob. I just want to find that. Where is it? So here we go. This is going to be another blob. I would just place here another C4. That's it. All I will have to do now is just deal with the witch. She's not going to spawn any wave of zombies, so it's gonna be pretty easy, but where's fun in that? So if you have, let's say, an extra C4, then definitely do it. But for me, as you see, we don't have an extra C4 today, so we're gonna deal with the witch with the melee weapons, and not with melee weapons, but with Glocks. Okay, so the witch most likely just noticed me, so I'm gonna heal up, and usually you can run around this blob. Okay, so the witch did not notice me, so you can really run around this blob that exploded, or you can run around whatever other blob, even if he's not exploded. So that's what I'm usually doing. Okay, so let's deal here with the witch, and if you have a spread shot, then hey, obviously use a spread shot on the witch. If you don't have a spread shot, you will have to use your grenades, and if you do not have grenades, then probably you will have to use here your C4 on this blob. Otherwise, she's gonna spawn a lot of Zamzams. Okay, so we just exploded that one thingy. Let's deal her a little bit of damage. So here goes. She's gonna deal with that. Now I need to place here that thingy. And okay, so we're gonna deal with diseased wolf if I could. Okay, so we couldn't deal with the diseased wolf. Okay, so maybe I kind of dealt with that. Okay, so there's a lot of wolfies. I didn't take any of other stuff. So now we'll have to throw here a C4. Not the C4, but basically the thing. Okay, let's throw this. Gonna heal up, gonna heal up, gonna heal up, gonna heal up. And all of them just exploded. As you can see, gonna add more stuff. And they're gonna add here another Glock, and that's it. So we're gonna deal now with all of that. Also, make sure to keep your health on full here, because she's gonna destroy you into tiny smithereens. So as you can see, a lot of Zamzams now coming in. So if you have better weapons here than just unmodded Glock, then obviously it will be way easier to deal with the witch. But just for the sake of challenge here and showing that everybody can actually deal with that, all you have to have just a Glock. Okay, so let's go back to another thingy here. I'm just trying to deal with a couple of more zombies. It's way harder to deal with her if you don't have a proper gear or whatever. So I highly wouldn't suggest you fighting here the witch, especially here in the beginning of the game. Let's say when you started just playing Last on Earth, it's totally useless to go and fight her. So always keep your health full here. Okay, so let's do this. I'm not sure if she's gonna spawn another wave of zombies after we just destroyed only one blob. So I'm just going from one blob to another blob to not fight like those roaming zombies. For some reason they spawned. I didn't kill all of them. Let's deal with another one. Okay, so trying to keep my health full. Okay, let's deal with those guys. That's it. So now it should be a little bit easier. Let's just keep running around the circle. I believe she's not gonna scream anymore. If she's gonna scream here once again, I'll be seriously in big trouble. Probably she's not gonna do it. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed because I seriously never tried this before. I'm just using here the common sense. Usually you would never want to do this, like placing one C4 and then... Okay, so another wave of zombies spawned here. Okay, so I'm a dumb. 0 IQ here. We're gonna get shredded most likely because my armor is just gonna get destroyed. Wow, didn't even know that she's gonna spawn 2 waves. So don't be like me here. Don't use only one C4. If you're using C4s, use 2 C4s. It's gonna be better. Okay, so let's throw the C4. Let's heal up. Let's heal up. Let's heal up. All of them just exploded. Let's do this. We're gonna re-equip here the armor. Gonna bring in another Glock. Gonna heal out once again. Heal out once again. So now she's gonna be fine here. She has only like 700 health or something. More waves of zombies. So again, this video is more of a tutorial. It's not like how you're exactly supposed to do it. I want to give you here all the options because it's pretty hard to make like the only way on how to fight with the witch because everybody's gonna have different equipment. Like some of you are not gonna have, let's say, those grenades or something. So I just wanted to give an idea on how to fight that witch with only, let's say, with C4s. But for those who, let's say, who don't have C4s, then I wanted to give here an option with the grenades and without the grenades. So that's why we are doing here some sort of like 50-50 kishmish over here thingy. But hey, let's go. So the point is, just don't get stuck in the corner. Make sure to pay attention to your health and whatever. So my also biggest tip, if you're gonna have C4s, then obviously use your C4s. But again, if you're raiding, let's say, every 2 days or something and you don't have a lot of C4s, then it's gonna be seriously very problematic for you to use those both C4s on these blobs. Because myself included, I usually never used any C4s because it's super expensive to just use those both C4s on these 2 blobs. But if you have a lot of C4s, then sure, this is gonna be the most efficient way to do it. So here we go. Witch died and she did not drop a single item. This was a pretty tough fight. Really long fight. But again, we survived. I didn't have to use here too many items and it was super inefficient. So just as I said, hopefully guys, you understood that if you will want to kill the witch here the most efficient way possible with the least amount of guns used here, you will have to explode this blob with your C4 and then you'll have to explode here another blob with your C4. Don't explode only one blob because she's gonna spawn 2 waves of zombies if you just explode only one, just as you saw here. But if you're gonna explode both of these blobs, she's not gonna spawn any wave of zombies. But if you don't want to waste your C4s or whatever, then get these grenades just as I showed you here right now. Get the grenade and destroy these Zamzams there because without the grenades, it's gonna be super hard. And let's say you cannot get the grenades because you still don't have the burglar skill to get these grenades, then most likely witch still isn't here for you because you're gonna waste a ridiculous amount of weapons fighting these wave of zombies. You'll have to use here like AKs, like because Glocks probably aren't even gonna cut it to deal with that huge amount of like those crawlers that crawl out of that blob. So get your grenades or MGLs, which are gonna be grenade launchers, or your C4s for here. So hopefully this was super helpful and now you will know how to deal with the witch like a pro. So now we're gonna be fighting the second main boss here of Last on Earth Survival. So in order to reach him, you will have to activate here hard mode bunker. We're gonna talk a little bit about hard mode bunker here, but I assume that most of you already know what that is. As soon as you started, all of the zombies reset in the second, third, and fourth floor, and they become like way harder. And to find the blind one, you will have to go to the third floor. So hard mode bunker is basically the same as normal bunker, except that these zombies are a bit harder and they have a bit different abilities, at least some of them. And they do drop these items that you will be able to go and exchange at the specialist, but I assume that most of you already know this, so we're not gonna go into depth on how to do here hard mode bunker and what's different and what's not. But just a quick tip for those who still do not know, you cannot activate here this hard mode bunker and then roll back to normal bunker. You'll have to wait until your bunker alpha is going to reset. So let's say you just went to your bunker alpha, you got like that 48-hour timer, like that 2-day timer, and then you strict away activated this hard mode bunker, so you'll have to wait 2 days until your bunker is gonna reset. Then you'll be able to do again that simple mode bunker. So what I'm suggesting for you is just do normal bunker alpha, and if you'll have enough resource and if you're ready to do hard mode bunker, then do that hard mode bunker. I guess that makes sense. So this is going to be the room with the blind one. If you're not going to activate hard mode bunker, you're not going to be able to open up that door. So basically the bad boy is going to be inside, and the best way to kill the blind one here are going to be just with shotgun. So that's what I'm doing. But today we're also going to show you the way on how could you use your katana. So let's say if you don't have shotguns, then you can just do it. So we'll be able to check out how many first aid kits that's going to use. So I just maxed out my health here. I know that we wasted here that first aid kit, but I just maxed out my health so that you would see. Also, I highly suggest you, let's say, fighting this blind one with your tactical armor here and the first aid kits, and when you have a bit more health, so when you have like 102 health or something from those skills, that it's going to be super perfect. So what you want to do is just soak up 5 damage from him, then you're going to have 20 health left. He's going to go and attack you. So, and as soon as he's stunned, you'll have to start shooting him, because if you're going to shoot him when he's not stunned, you're going to do way less damage. So here we go. He did some more damage, and that's now it's pointless to go and shoot him, because as you can see, I'm going to be doing only 7 damage. So I'm wasting here my weapons, so it's totally useless. Again, I'm gonna wait until he's gonna hit that wall. He's gonna get stunned, and once again, I'm just using here my good old shotgun to deal with him. So when his health is gonna drop below 700, he's gonna go and start healing up. So this time, I'm gonna show you how it works to deal with katana. Be careful to not stay on his path. I probably kind of forgot to tell you that. If you're gonna stay here on his path, when he starts charging towards you, you're gonna die. So here we go. Before he starts feasting, you have to activate here the first alarm here. So as soon as you activate the alarm, I usually go here to the second alarm. Be careful, don't click it on it right now, otherwise you're just gonna waste it. So once again, soaking up 5 damage. Here we go. We're gonna take a shotgun, or you can even use here your katana, except that it's gonna be a bit slower. So we're gonna start shooting here this bad boy blind one. So we're shooting him until he starts attacking me here once again, because as soon as he unstuns himself, you aren't gonna do here a lot of damage. So here we go. This time I'm gonna try to use my katana. Be careful, don't charge towards him, because sometimes when he's gonna start charging towards that wall, you're gonna click space or something. So as you can see, from 7 damage, we're doing here only 4 damage, so it's not really that useful to waste your stuff. So here we go. Right now, I think we're gonna get him below 400, and this time when his health gets below 400, he's gonna feast here once again. So here we go. We're gonna do another shot. So look at this. He's gonna go to eat, and boom, just before he eats, we're activating here the alarm. He's always gonna heal 10, but if you're gonna activate this alarm a little bit too late, then he's gonna heal practically almost fully, and that will be very sad. So be careful to not let him overeat. Always push that alarm on time. So here we go. That's basically the thing. You can also use here a bit different weapons. You can use here your Glocks, but I find that shotguns here are the best way to deal with the blind one, as you're just doing here a lot of damage, and these shotguns are pretty great. And especially if you don't have spread shot, there isn't many places that you could use this shotgun, so it's pretty great for the blind ones. That's what I always did. That's how I'm always using it. But if you have other weapons, let's say saw blade maces or whatever, you can obviously deal here with the blind one with your melee weapons. Just remember that you're going to do here a little bit less damage than with your shotguns or something. And if you have a bunch of melee weapons, let's say crowbars or something, you could even switch them up. There is another strategy. So for example, you're going to be fighting here this blind one, and as soon as he stops, let's say I'm just going to wait until he's going to stop here attacking me. If you have a bunch of crowbars and they're cheap, you can even keep fighting him even here right now, because it doesn't really matter, as crowbars are cheap. The only reason why you're not blasting here your shotgun all the time is because it's going to be too expensive. Like doing only like what, 7 damage with shotgun or something on him, it's like almost nothing. So better wait until he's going to gonna get stunned. But if you have a lot of like melee weapons and crowbars, then you can always, let's say, use your katanas only when he's stunned, and then you quickly switch back to your crowbar and you can kill this. You can keep damaging this blind one with your crowbar while he's attacking you. That can work a little bit as well, but the best way, as I would suggest you to all the newcomers and everything, just get your shotgun, just do that bunker alpha multiple times, and you're gonna get like that 1 or 2 shotgun, and you'll be able to do this. And you'll be able, I mean, to kill this blind one pretty easily. So here go, let's take the stuff. So as you can see, we're getting here a bunch of hard mode items, and most importantly, we're getting 10 red tickets from the blind one, and this is the most important stuff that we get from him. So as you can see, I used here 11 first aid kits. If you're gonna use here only shotguns, I think you can get that number from 11 to only 7. So you could actually use here only 7 first aid kits. But just a huge rule of thumb, I highly suggest you here bringing a stack of full first aid kits, your full durability tactical armor, 1 shotgun, and like your 1 melee weapon of choice, or let's say 2 shotguns, and you'll be able to deal with the blind one easily. And another big tip, I highly suggest you getting your passive skill that will increase your health. So that skill is going to be called Bruiser, and you can level it up 10 times. So at maximum level, you're gonna get 20 extra health. That's how we have here 120 health. But all you have to do for this thing to work perfectly, you just have to have like 102 health. Then you will be able to use these first aid kits perfectly on each time, and you're not gonna waste anything, and this will be like the most efficient way to kill the blind one. So right now we are here at the farm, and I'm gonna share with you a couple of tips on how to fight this Ravager, because this is like a boss video, so I have to include here Ravager, because this is gonna be one of the most common bosses that you'll be facing here in the game, so you'll definitely have to know how to fight here with Ravager. There's also a 4th boss in the game, which is Dr. Dread on the 3rd floor of Bunker Bravo, and also there's another boss, Liquidator, on the 2nd floor of Bunker Bravo, but they're a bit more advanced, and I totally don't think that they should be included here. So this is gonna be Ravager, and first of all, you just have to find him, and he's usually lurking here on this path. He goes there, sometimes he goes over there, but I don't want to run too fast, because if I'm gonna start running here too quickly, I just want to show for you what's gonna happen. He's gonna start charging here super quickly, and he's gonna just charge at you, and he's gonna start spitting. So the only thing what you have to do here with Ravager is just keep dodging him here, just like that. That's it. This is all you gotta do. You can take like literally whatever melee weapon that you want. Here I'm using katanas, but you can easily use here crowbars, because the point is you can even fight him with only fists. So as you can see, that's totally gonna work. You just have to be pretty quick on timing and don't get on his spits, because if you're gonna get on top of his spits, he's gonna just melt your armor. So if you've never done that before, be pretty careful, but as you can see, he is pretty easy. Again, we're gonna be using here my katana. Let's just use this broken here katana. So you totally do not have to use here any guns or anything, just either fists if you have all the time in the world, but if you don't, then use your like worst melee weapons that you have. And as I said, the most important key here, don't get on top of his spits, otherwise he'll just melt your armor, but like by like 50% or something, and I think 2 spits are gonna leave you armorless. That's a word, I just made it up right now. And speaking of the other 2 bosses that are in the game, if we're not counting that boss from Bunker Bravo on the 4th floor, the huge goop, I mean, those bosses from Bunker Bravo, I think deserve like a totally different separate video on it, because this video is more dedicated towards newcomers, for those who just started playing Last on Earth Survival and would like to know how to fight all the bosses. Because Bunker Bravo is really, really hard, and most likely no newcomers are gonna go there, so there's kind of, it would be kind of pointless to include those bosses in a newcomers video. So I highly suggest you checking out my free-to-play playlist, or click on the second card and you'll go to my most recent video, or hop over to my channel, go to playlist, and there you'll find a lot of other games that I played here on the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, definitely make sure to drop the subscribe button and notification bell to not miss any future videos. And consider following me on Instagram or Twitter at HappyCairek. Yep.